radius, talking about circumference and area of circles. Go ahead and go to this vocab slide. Draw yourself a circle. You all should know what a circle is. What are some characteristics of a circle?
It's round.
It's round.
No edges.
There's no edges. No edges. Okay, so do we know a side length?
No.
No, because there's no edges. Okay, it's not 0, but we don't have any edges to talk about. 360, I like it. Okay, so we know what a circle is. Center. Where's the center of a circle? In the middle. Okay, so put a point there and name it A. The reason for that is we name circles based off of the center. So what would this circle be named?
A.
Circle A. Okay, it's called Circle A. Now let's talk about different parts of the circle. Diameter. Raise your hand and tell me what a diameter is.
All the sides of it. There is no sides. From
I know what you're saying.
middle to the edge. Or to
It's this whole distance across. Through, what does it go through? So, the diameter is the line that goes through the center of the circle. Okay, and then I'm going to name its endpoints B and C. So our diameter, its name is BC. Diameter is the whole thing. Okay? What is the radius? Radius is half of the diameter. How many radii are there?
1.
There's 2. We have 1. What can I name this one?
B.
No, D.
No, I'm going to name it BA. BA. What's another one?
CA.
CA or AC or whatever way you want to say it. Okay, so we have 1 diameter and 2 radii. Okay, diameter is the whole thing. Radius is half. Okay, super important to keep those separate. Diameter is the whole thing. The radius is half. Okay, what's the circumference? What do you mean about the whole circle?
All the way around the circle.
All the way around the circle. So it's the distance around the circle. What do we call that for every other shape?
Perimeter.
Perimeter, right? Why do we not call it perimeter for circles?
Because it's round.
Because it has no sides. Yep, it has no edges, it's round. So we call it a circumference. Okay, and then pi, what about pi? 3.14, okay, what does that mean? Why do we use pi? Because it never ends, and we don't have any other side lengths to use, so that's why we use pi. Okay, so pi goes with circles. Whenever you deal with circles, you're going to be dealing with pi. Okay? Any questions about those vocab that I just talked about? Biggest thing, knowing the diameter and the radius, the difference between those two. Okay? And then one that wasn't on here that I want to talk about is area. What does it mean? What does area mean?
How much volume there is.
Not volume, how much it covers.
Yeah.
So the space it covers. So circumference is the distance around, and the area is how much space it covers. Okay, we're going to be dealing with both of those today and tomorrow. Let's talk about the formulas for these. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of formulas. Here it gives us 2 options. C equals pi times, what's D stand for? Do you think? Diameter. And then it says 2 pi. What do you think R stands for? Radius. What is the difference between those 2 formulas?
There's a 2.
Okay, what else?
There's an R instead of a D.
Are they the same thing?
Radius and diameter.
Yeah.
They are the same thing. This one tells us the diameter. Well, how many radii are there?
None.
2. So that's where the 2 and the R come from. Okay? We're going to use this formula right here. Circumference equals pi times diameter. Right, it's less stuff. So we're going to use that circumference equals pi times diameter. And the other formula for area, you're going to use area equals pi r squared. So we have the circumference formula, pi times diameter, and we have the area formula, which is pi r squared. Look at it with example. Here, let's find the circumference. So we said circumference. What's the formula for circumference? Pi times the diameter. And if you don't know, I have them both up here on the board already. So what is the only thing we need to know about that formula? Diameter. We know pi. Pi is just pi. What's the diameter?
Times 3.
It's 3 because it's the one that's all the way across. So in your calculators, take 3 times pi. What do you guys get?
9.442.
9.4. Okay? I want us to get in the habit of rounding to the nearest tenth. How many decimal places is that?
2.
Nearest tenth is 1 decimal place. Okay? With circumference, what do you think we label it? We started with inches, so we're going to label it inches. Okay? What I'm going to look for when you guys do this on graded papers, okay? I'm going to look. Did you use the correct formula and show your work? Did you get the right answer and did you label? How many points is that? 3. Okay? Did you use the right formula and show your work? Did you get the right answer and did you label?
So showing my work
Okay.
and writing what you just wrote.
Yes, that's all you have to do. Okay? So, like I said, there's going to be a lot of formulas in this chapter, so showing me what formula you're using is very important. Okay? All right. Next, we're going to find area. What was the area formula? What is the area formula?
Pi r squared.
Pi r squared. What's the only thing we need to know in this formula? What's the only thing I need to know in this formula? Radius. What is the radius?
1.5.
Right. How'd you get 1.5?
Split in half.
Right, because the diameter is the whole thing. We want half of that. So we need to take 3 divided by 2, which is 1.5. What is happening to the radius in the equation?
Okay, so that's going to be
It's getting
pi times
squared. It's getting squared. What does squared mean?
doubled.
It's getting blocked.
Not doubled.
Timesing by itself.
Timesing by itself. So what is 1.5 squared?
Oh,
Or 1.5 times 1.5?
2, 3, 4.
2.25, and then the last step would be what? Times by pi. Take 2.25 times pi.
2.25 times pi.
What'd you get? And I want nearest tenth, 7.1. What am I going to label area? Inches
yeah.
squared. Yep. With area, your label has to be squared because we're looking for the square inches or square feet that it covers. Okay? Okay, on this one, what's the circumference formula?
A pi r over 2.
What's the circumference formula? Pi times the diameter. What is the diameter? 12. So we're taking pi times 12. What'd you guys get for that one? 37.7. And then what do I label circumference? Inches. Circumference is just inches or feet or whatever dimension you're in. What's the area formula?
Area times pi.
Pi r squared.
Pi r squared. What do we have to know for this one?
The radius.
The radius. How do I find the radius?
Split in half.
Right. 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Plug it in. Order of operations, what needs to happen first?
Exponent.
6 squared. What's 6 squared? 36. And then last step, you take it times pi. What'd you get?
I got
113.1. Label.
inches squared.
Inches squared. Why is this time squared? Because it's area. Okay, we're looking for square inches, how much it covers. Okay? Go try that next one.
Above 4.
All right, on this one, again, what's the circumference formula? What'd you use?
C equals pi times diameter.
Pi times the diameter. Problem, do we have the diameter?
No.
No, but can we find it?
Yeah.
Yes, how?
Add it.
7.1.
Minus 7.
You can take it times 2 or plus 7.1. Either way, what'd you guys get for the diameter? 14.2. So now we plug it in. So take pi times 14.2. What'd you guys get? 44.6, and then we label it meters.
It has an M.
Okay?
Is that the circumference or the?
That is the circumference. What is our area formula?
Area equals pi r squared.
Pi r squared. So this time we want the radius. What's the radius? 7.1. Don't forget to square it. What needs to happen first?
Squaring.
Square. 7.1 squared is
Square up.
50.41. And then last step, take it times pi. What'd you get for your final answer? 158.4. What do we label area?
Meters.
Meter squared.
Squared. Yep, remember area is always label squared. Okay, questions on the circumference and area formulas? All right, look at that last example. Okay, it says a landscaper has a tree whose roots form a ball-shaped bulb with a circumference of 110 inches. What's the only thing that I care about in that whole sentence?
110 inches.
What is it?
Circumference.
Yep, circumference equals 110 inches. Do I ever have to read that sentence again? No, I got what I needed. Okay, we move on. What is the minimum diameter of the hole that the landscaper will have to dig in order to plant the tree?
Diameter.
We're looking for the diameter.
Question.
Okay? So, how can we use the given information to find the diameter? Ideas.
Wait, how big are millimeters?
Wait,
circumference.
I know what we did for this one.
Use the circumference formula. Okay? Circumference formula we said was
You have to multiply.
pi times the diameter. So plug in what you know. Do we know what C is?
110 inches.
110. Pi is pi. Do we know what the diameter is?
No.
No. Right, so I want to find out what the diameter is, get the diameter by itself. How do I get the diameter by itself? Yep, divide by pi. What you do to one side, you do to the other. So 110 divided by pi, what do you get?
Oh.
It is 35. Okay, I know it didn't ask for it, but sometimes it will ask for both. How do I find the radius from that?
Divide times 2.
Yep, 35 divided by 2, which is
4.
17.5. And then what do I label both of those?
Pi.
Inches. Yep.
Squared. Squared.
Nope. It only square if we're looking for area.
What were we looking